Word, son. What it do, everybody? YouTube, whoever, wherever y'all are listening to this podcast. It's your boy DiVine, man. This is episode 2 of the Just DiVine podcast. If you're watching this on YouTube, man, make sure you hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share the word, spread the links, because you know how I do. Everywhere else, wherever you're hearing this podcast, whether it's just a snippet, an excerpt, or wherever you're hearing this, man, make sure y'all check out the content, man. Glad to be back. Episode 2. Today's date is January 18th, 2022. I know last time I said 2021. I know I was a little nervous. First episode, didn't really know how to do a proper introduction to the podcast, still working on that. But however, we are here. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, episode 2. We're going to keep this ball rolling. But if anything, man, make sure you sit back, chill, take a pee break, pause the podcast if you got to, if you're listening to this. Because you know how I do. But without further ado, man, let's go and get up into it. All right, man, so we're going to start things off right, man. Madden 22, they had an update recently where they fixed, of course, they fixed some gameplay. They fixed some logic for the RPOs, and still the game is pretty shot as is, but they had a update to the yard mode, and they brought in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Rugrats, and SpongeBob, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Supposedly they're supposed to be doing Campus Legends, and Ohio State Buckeyes is one of the teams they added for Campus Legends, and we got until the 31st of January before they take them all out. So honestly, man, I don't really too much care for the yard, man. I mean, I could really do without it. You know what I'm saying? I tried to play it, but it's just, I don't know, man. It's not what I wanted. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't really too much care for the yard. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like their take on a NFL Street type way of like, their type of way of arcade football. But it's just, I don't know, man. It's just something about it. It just doesn't feel right. Like, well, when I think of Madden, I really think of, NFL. And to me, just the yard it ain't it, man. It really isn't it. I know what they were trying to do, but the yard to me just isn't it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I look at Madden, I want to play, the NFL. I want to play football. I want to pick my team and be able to replicate how that team plays, and actually put forth the effort and intelligence, the skills to try to beat the other team and really maximize my team's full potential, and so on and so forth. But I don't too much care for the yard, man. I really don't care. All that time they spent trying to get the resources for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, SpongeBob, and all the Nickelodeon and stuff. They could have used that to try to improve the game and fix franchise and stuff like that. So honestly, I don't really too much care for the yard update. But we're gonna go ahead and jump straight into it since we're on the topic. Of course, this is the Eagles hideout. You know what I mean? So definitely got to talk about the Eagles. But the Eagles and Bucks game, I cut it off after the last interception from Jalen Hurts, where the linebacker tipped it to himself because he tried to float it over to the wide receiver, over the linebacker, but he tipped it and brought it to himself. Starting out, man, of course tempers were kind of high. Everybody's kind of nervous, so they're trying to shake the nerves, but just based off of like what I saw in the beginning, like that roughing the passer call. That was a load of shit. Like, that was a very pathetic call. And Barnett did his thing. Like, he did what he's supposed to do. The only thing I'll argue is that he shouldn't have did that, knowing the fact that that's what Tom Brady's going to do. He's going to get those calls. So I think probably him not going at Tom Brady full send like that might have saved that. And the tie probably been a little bit different. But I will say that that game was a very, very poor display of coaching. You know what I'm saying? So starting from the beginning, of course, the roughing the passer hit, you know what I mean? They gave him 15 yards, and that pretty much just started the whole shebang of like goofy shit that was bound to happen. So, you got Jalen Hurts up there, and it seemed to me that they wanted him only to key in on Dallas Goedert. And I don't know why. I don't know why they just thought that keying in on him and then doing little cheap dink and dunk passes or doing little goofy ass read options and RPOs was supposed to be the way to beat the Buccaneers. And that's not how you beat them. That's just not how you beat them. Like, really use your entire team to your arsenal. You know what I'm saying? That's the part that I didn't like. because every time I turned around, if it wasn't Goddard, then it was Miles Sanders running the ball or some sort of flat route. You know what I'm saying? Devontae Smith barely got any touches. He only had one touch, and that was to like a screen play. You know what I'm saying? Or some short intermediate pass that he ran. Other than that, he didn't get any touches. And then the one time that he did get a touch, or the one time that he was going to have a potentially a touchdown play, a play that's a touchdown, he was going to Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts had bad timing, and when he saw when he saw him open, he took too long, practically setting up the pass. And by the time he got out of his hand, it was on his way to Devontae Smith. Next thing you know, the ball gets picked off because the guy who was guarding Devontae Smith had fell, and the safety came over and picked it off from Devontae Smith. So, that, and then on defense, we looking at just, I don't know why the defense just feels like putting shoulders into people is supposed to be the best way of tackling. Like, nobody wrapped up. Nobody had the intent on wrapping up. Nobody. You know what I mean? The penalties were outrageous. They were calling some of the stupidest shit. You know what I mean? They were calling 50 million holding calls on us. You know what I mean? On big plays, they were coming back because they were holding calls. But, oh my God, there were so many plays where the Buccaneers were holding and pass interference and the whole nine, bro. But not a lot of shit for them was getting called. Unless it was like an offsides or something like that. But other than that, nobody was really getting calls for the Buccaneers. Everything was on the Eagles. And that shit was just, it was terrible, man. We had to play against Brady, the refs, and the Buccaneers. You know what I mean? So it was a really shitty performance. Just really, really shitty, man. Sirianni, let's get Sirianni up out of here, man. Sirianni got to go. Because there's no reason why you have an entire team at your arsenal. Pretty much between 80 and 90% of the starters are there. Everybody's there almost. You understand what I'm saying? Why are you having him just try to throw to these safety net players? Yeah, Goddard is cool. Miles Sanders is cool. But that's all you've done. You understand what I'm saying? Watkins had a few good plays. Rager had a good play or two. But, and oh my God, don't get me started on Rager. I don't know what the hell Rager was doing on that punt that he muffed. I don't know what was his problem with that one. But it's like, bro, like if you have the intent on catching a punt, regardless whether it's a fair catch or not, you have every intent on catching that. If you don't call for a fair catch, don't call for a fair catch, you better brace yourself because they're coming. You understand what I'm saying? But when I looked at the replay, he saw the ball, and of course it was windy out there. He saw the ball in the sky, and then he looks up, and then he looks down to see who was coming, and he looked back up real quick, and that's what threw him off. So he still tried to catch the ball, thinking that he was going to still try to harness the ball in, but no, he practically ends up muffing the ball. I'm just like, yo, man. If you felt like you weren't gonna be able to grab the ball, you were better off just walking away from the ball. You were better off just letting it roll wherever it landed instead of trying to forcibly catch it because you think you can grab it. You know what I mean? Like that hurt too. You know what I'm saying? But oh my God, that game was terrible, man. That game was very, very awful, very awful. You know what I'm saying? I know we were first in running. But at the same exact time, the Buccaneers' defense was, they got immaculate defense. And I think a mixture of everything, not just RPOs and short passes, that alone messed us up because there wasn't enough variety on offense. So that's what really hurt us as far as that goes. You know what I mean? So Nick Sirianni, congratulations, because with Doug Peterson out, with him having COVID, the simple fact that you couldn't step in the role and really actually properly game plan like you're supposed to. You know what I mean? But, however, I'm glad that the Eagles made it that far. You know what I'm saying? I'm really, really glad that they did because everybody swore up and down they wouldn't even make the wild card. So I'm glad that they made the wild card. And hopefully next year is better. But, Sirianni, you got to go. You got to go, Sirianni. You have got to go. All right, man. So switching gears. So a couple of days ago, I think it was maybe yesterday or the day before yesterday, I was having an exchange on Twitter with this guy who was ranting about 2042, right? So my stance about 2042, which I'm gonna dive in a little deeper in a second. Um, my stance about 2042, man, like I know what the game is capable of doing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not living in the moment per se. I am, but I'm not living in the moment. But I just know the track record behind Battlefield. You know what I'm saying? So I'm optimistic about what they can do in the future versus what they got now, because it's decent at best right now. I'm still enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? I'll bounce back and forth between that and Vanguard, which I'm gonna talk about Vanguard a little later on. But um, I still enjoy it for what it's worth. The content isn't there, of course, you know what I mean, but I'm not really sweating that per se, because I want them to make sure that the game is solid first and cohesive and stable. Of course, with all the bugs being little to minimal if not none. You know what I'm saying? And once they do that, then they'll start, focusing on rolling out content for Battlefield. You know what I mean? Because they've been doing weekly challenges where you do a certain amount of things in the game and you unlock a certain skin or a certain weapon camo or whatever. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I don't have an issue with that. You know what I mean? Just holding this over until season 1 starts, which I think they pushed back season 1 to March. I don't know. Don't hold me to that. Don't quote me on that. But from what I was hearing, I think they pushed it back from when it was supposed to normally be started. So, which is totally fine. I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? As long as they're taking that time, being proactive and making sure that when they do finally drop content, that the game is stable, it can handle things, and whatever they decide to do. So the guy, I just got off topic here. My bad. I digress. So the guy was like ranting and raving about 2042, about going off of people about having a half full versus a half empty perspective on Battlefield. And he was talking about, oh, see, this is the shit I'm talking about. You're enabling this type of behavior. This is what I'm talking about EA. There should be no reason why they drop the ball in this. It'll never live up to the hype and yada yada yada. So I started calling him out on a lot of shit, and I told him, I said, one of the things that he was saying was, he was saying how broken the game was and how busted it was. And I was like, I took everything that he had tweeted and I quoted it. And I told him, I said, so you mean to sit here and tell me that you haven't played Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, 1 and 5. And you mean to tell me that those games, you didn't know that those games had issues? So you mean to tell me you didn't play those and you saw that they had issues? You understand what I'm saying? Then he replied back and said something about, if you go to Twitter, you'll see it, but he said something about, oh, I played the beta and alphas for Battlefield 3, 4, 5, and 1, so don't tell me that. I mean, this game is garbage, yada, yada, yada. So I quoted him back, and I was like, okay, so, and then another thing that he was saying was, he wanted the game to be stable, he wanted it to be day one content. And I told him, I said, okay, so let's get this straight. I'm paraphrasing, but I was like, let's get this straight, bro. So you mean to tell me that it's okay that you would rather be okay with having day one content, right? You would rather have day one content and have the game be in its current state the way it is. I'm talking about weapon bloom problems, all of that shit. Because mind you, I still got tier 1 with my M5, even with the weapon bloom issues. I still powered through it and got tier 1 like I said I was going to do. It wasn't easy and it was pretty damn annoying, but I got it. And I feel so accomplished with the fact that I did it, even when there was weapon bloom issues. But I digress again. So I was like, so you mean to tell me that you would rather have day one content? You would rather have day one content and the game being in its current state, so you can complain about the content being lackluster and also the game not being stable. You know what I'm saying? You got to prioritize whether having a stable game or you want full fleshed out content on day one. You got to figure out what you're gonna do. You got to prioritize. Content not gonna mean shit if you have a very inconsistent and unstable game with bugs and glitches and stuff like that. It's making the game rather unplayable. You understand what I'm saying? And the fact that I'm saying that it's unplayable, tell you the truth, I've been hearing a lot of PC players been having issues instead of console players, because I'm playing it on the 5 and I'm not really having too many issues that are game breaking per se. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe a few glitches here and there, but other than that, it's nothing too game breaking. I'm not having an issue with it, but it's not to say that they don't exist. You know what I mean? So don't think that I'm okaying this behavior just because it's not happening to me. Because trust me, that's the same shit that people do when it comes to Madden. But so and then he said something else, and I told him, I said, look, bro, you better off doing like everybody else did with the other games. You better off just waiting, because it sounds to me that all this emotional ass thinking that you're doing, and I'm paraphrasing, but all this emotional ass thinking that he's doing, he's really better off just waiting for the updates. You know what I'm saying? Instead of going on Twitter and ranting and raving, because you're going to do nothing but wait on the updates like everybody else is going to. And then once they fix all the bugs, get all the content out, then you're going to sit there, play the game like everybody else does, at normal, and say, you know what? Maybe this game wasn't that bad. Or what you're going to do is you're going to sit here and complain about it, act like you're not going to play it. Then later on, let some time go on, you're going to be one of those ones that say, you know what? 2042 actually wasn't bad. Well, I think we should have gave that game a chance. You know what I'm saying? Why hate on it now? And then later on, then try to go revere it as one of the best Battlefields. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, don't ride the hype train of hating Battlefield because everybody else is doing it, or that's the cool and edgy thing to do. Like, you're practically hopping on the bandwagon at this point. You can't make up your own damn mind. You know what I mean? So my thing is, I'm not going to sit here and rag on the game, even though I would like more stuff to be done with it, but they're being proactive. You know what I mean? They're at least going in and they're swapping out the game modes, or they're putting in game modes. Like, they're listening to us. Somebody said that they hated the fact that they took Rush out, and that should have been a permanent mode. They turned right back around and put it back in the game. You know what I mean? So they hear us. They're listening to us. But y'all gloss over that because you want changes right then and right now. It don't work like that, bro. Just be patient. Just be patient. If you don't want to be patient, then go play something else and then wait for the updates to come out. Stop hating on it, or stop bitching about it, or quit. Let me not say that. Let me not say bitching about it, because you have every right to complain. But stop trying to ride the hype train, or ride the train of hating on Battlefield, because that's what everybody else is doing. I can't tell you how many times I log into Twitter and see people talking about, oh my God, look at how many. So there's a AAA title, or there's an indie game that has more users than Battlefield, a AAA company or team. Oh, that's crazy. That's funny. That says a lot. I'm just like, yo, like, knock it off, man. Like, y'all are getting real corny with that shit now. Like, knock it off, man. You know what I mean? So, that's a great segue, because I was gonna say, the hate about 2042, it's just, like, it's so corny to me, man. Like, to me, it's so goddamn corny. Like, I hate it, because I'm gonna have to make a video on this one day, but I find it so corny because these are the same people who turn around and will revere Bad Company 2, Bad Company 1, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 as one of the greatest battlefields of all ages. But they forget the current state that it was in when it first dropped. Each Battlefield had its issues when it dropped. So I'm not understanding why people are pretending like that shit didn't exist. You know what I mean? Like, that's the part that kills me. Because when you go back and look at history about the Battlefield, like especially Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3 and 4 and all that, if you look at the issues and glitches and bugs, that they had problems. At launch they had its problems. But it took time, several months in advance, for the game to even be fixed properly and be stable enough to be playable. You know what I'm saying? And even then, if it's playable, then it's probably at tip-top condition, as it should have been when it dropped. But people are not looking at it from that perspective. They're just hating on it because they're hearing other people make an uproar about the game being what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, go back and do your homework. If you actually listen, and you would know that if you look, that Battlefield has always had its problems at launch. Some were worse than others, but like I said, if anything, the game took time for it to be fixed. This is what you should do for 2042. Stop listening to these other people and making a big stink about some shit that's going to get fixed over some months. You act like that's the only game that you got to play. Oh, I want to play Battlefield. I understand that. Until the time being, you're just going to have to wait it out. I got to. You're not the only ones gonna have to wait. Or you can find something in Battlefield to do other than playing 2042. Go play Portal. Go play Hazard Zone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do something to try to hold you off until they actually get it right. Because they're being proactive about it. Too bad it's not in the speed that you wanted to get fixed. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? So all this 2042 hate, that shit needs to stop. Like, y'all are just sounding real spoiled right about now. Like I said, if you hear this and the only thing that you hearing me saying is stop being spoiled, quit riding the hype train, quit complaining, then you need to go do your homework about Battlefield. Then you'll understand what I'm saying. Because that's why to this day right now, I'm not really tripping the fact that they gotta fix the game and it still needs to be fixed. I'm not complaining about it. I'm not complaining the fact that there's not enough content or there's not enough to do. I'm not complaining about it because I know what they're gonna do in the future. Because I hate to be the one that sat there and ragged on the game, and then over some time goes on, then as we revisit it, oh man, 2042 wasn't that bad. Yo, the game was actually pretty good, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not finna do that. I'm gonna just wait till they get everything that they need to fix. You know what I'm saying? But until then, I don't really have much of an issue with it. I don't have no issue with it at all whatsoever. But, you know, I'm still having fun with it. And that's it. You know what I mean? I hate the fact that it's not the same for you, but, you know, I'm not gonna be ignorant to the fact that there's problems and there's bugs in the game that need to be fixed. So the only thing I can say is I'll just wait. Be patient. So switching over to the Call of Duty side. So I played Vanguard. I finally broke down, played Vanguard for the first time. And honestly, it's not bad. But the only problem I have with Vanguard is, aside from skill-based matchmaking, the pacing. Like, there's Blitz, Assault, and Tactical. The only thing that I don't like about Blitz is, like, if you're going to do Blitz, you need bigger maps for Blitz. You know what I'm saying? Don't have, like, 10v10 in like a small semi-medium sized map. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's certain pacings in maps that don't really belong. You know what I mean? I'm still learning names of the maps, so I can't really give you one off rip. But, you know, one thing I don't like is the fact that if I were to pick a certain pacing, because you can pick your pacing. If I wanted to have tactical and assault but no blitz, I can't pick both of those and then just leave out blitz. I have to pick my preferred pacing, and then I can prefer what mode to pick. I don't like that. I honestly, God, I don't like that shit. I really don't. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to play blitz all the time or I don't want to have to play blitz because tactical ain't available or assault isn't available. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to play that. You know what I mean? Shotguns are annoying as shit with this pick 10 system, and I think that's what allows a lot of people to have these wild and crazy loadouts because of the pick 10 system. You know what I mean? I've seen some of the nastiest setups for some of these weapons. Hell, I even got some. You know what I mean? But it's crazy to me because, you know, I didn't really ask for a World War II shooter. I don't know who asked for one, so that's why I was always on the fence about getting Vanguard, because that's not what I wanted. All it is COD World War II, but just on the Infinity Wars engine, on the Modern Warfare engine. That's pretty much all it is. You know what I mean? Now, depending on game to game, whichever kind of game I have, you know, it solely depends on whether or not I do good or bad. You know what I mean? I've rage quit out of some games, and there's nothing wrong with that. I will rage quit out of a game if I feel like I'm not able to compete. I have no problem doing it. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Don't let all these pros and all these Mountain Dew drinking ass Call of Duty players tell y'all, oh, you rage quit, and that mean you're a bum, you're a noob, that mean you can't compete, get good, scrub. Don't let them tell you no dumb shit like that, bro. Because I can tell you 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, they're not going to tell you. Either they're sitting in lobbies where it's pretty much bot lobbies and they're pub stomping motherfuckers, or they found a game because they had a great KD the game before, and they stuck them in a lobby where they couldn't hold their own, and they quit out too. Don't let them lie to y'all, man. A lot of them guys that find themselves that don't have a problem with it, you know what I mean? Those are the ones that are in bot lobbies 90% of the time. You know what I mean? But for me per se, I haven't really had an issue with the game. I mean, well, I'll tell you that. I have my issues with the game But if I had to say how I feel about it, it's all right. You know what I mean? Like it's not what I wanted. It's not the best, but it's okay. You know what I mean? Um, but I definitely I want to get into that too. Like I also want to talk about it. Like oh my god, dude. Like what is up with? Oh jeez, I just had it. Like what is the deal with Call of Duty and like and just the way that they go about things, man. Like I'm not so sure. Like who the hell wanted a World War II shooter? Like who? Like explain to me who the hell wanted another World War II shooter? I damn sure didn't want one. Like who asked for that? I don't know, man. Moving on. So I had a I don't know if anybody is in tune with Modus Games. Modus is or Modus, whatever the name is, how you pronounce it. I made a video talking about them, but they are the ones that are in development for Maximum Football, the next Maximum Football, the studios. They're the ones making the next Maximum Football, and they have a sign up list to be a beta tester. So I signed up. You got to sign the NDA, which I've signed already. And I hope this isn't breaking NDA because I'm not giving any specific details as to what I've seen because I ain't seen shit yet. Let me shut the fuck up because I might get in trouble for saying that. But yeah, you sign an NDA, and once you sign the NDA, then they'll let you into the Discord, and you pretty much just wait, and they'll let you know what they'll do or they'll follow up on what they're gonna do next. But yeah, so I signed up for that, man, and I'm really hyped to kind of be a beta tester because, well, for Modus per se, because I just really I want to see a different change of pace for football games, man. I really do. Sometimes when I get a chance, I'll go back and I'll touch back on Maximum Football 2020. You know what I mean? I'll go back and touch on it a few times. Pause. But I just know that they could be more. You know what I'm saying? To the point where people look and be like, oh, so that's a new football game. Yo, what's this? Yo, this look all right here. Oh, so that's Maximum Football. Yo, this look all right. Yo, what can you do on here? You know what I'm saying? Like just that kind of interaction. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem getting behind another football game like Legend Bowl, Retro Bowl, and what's I think Sunday Night Heroes or something like that. Sunday Night something. But it's another football game developer on Twitter that I'll be following, and they got a game out. But it's just I love getting behind a football game that they feel passionate about and they want to see just a better football game on the market, whether it's a AAA or indie game company. The fact that they want to see another football game out and try to give fans what they want aside from Madden, like that says a lot, man. And I'm really glad that a lot of companies are coming around to really actually give people a different taste of a football game. So so like I said, I'm really glad to be a part of Modus and be a beta tester, and I just can't wait until they start allowing us to beta test. I can't wait. So real quick, man, I never really got into the whole me being down here in Georgia. Yo, like fam, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Like I have just I've been down here for maybe 2.5 years per se. You know what I mean? It's about 2.5 years maybe. I'm just not a fan of the culture, man. I'm not a big fan of the culture, honestly. You know what I mean? Like I just I like I'm a regular dude, but I'm not a regular dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a regular dude in the sense of like, we can do like, let's go shoot some pool, go bowling, go get some good food. You know what I'm saying? But I'm regular in the sense of like I'm not regular in the sense of I got a not so regular car. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got a per se a hot rod. You know what I mean? That's what some people say, or some old people say, some old heads would say. But I like to dress nice. You know what I'm saying? Hair always cut, car always clean. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Clothes always clean. I'm always I smell good, look good. You know what I mean? So I'm not regular in that sense, but it's like the dating culture probably just not only in Georgia, but probably everywhere. Probably, might be just this generation, but my God, man, like this dating culture is fucking trash, man. Like I'm so like over this dating culture, bruh. You know what I mean? I remember when I first got here, like, you know, my dad told me, excuse me, my dad told me that there was like a ratio of women to men, and I think it was some lopsided number where I think for like every man it was like 5 or 6 women to a man or some shit. I don't know, some weird ass ratio, but there was a lot more women than it was men. So, you know, in my brain, I'm thinking that it's like, oh, okay, cool, you know what I mean? So my chances should be fairly higher than what it was in Texas, you know what I'm saying? Because there's more women down there, right? You would think so, but you know, it's just, I don't want to say everybody because it's not everybody, but when I say that majority of the people who I've come across, either they got on some weird shit, or they ghosted, or they only wanted me around to try to line their pockets. And I'm not about to do that. I'm not finna break the bank to show you how much I like you, or I'm just not finna do that, man. You know what I mean? Like, no cap. Like, being down here is hard for a regular guy like myself to try to, you know, just have a regular conversation, and you know, like, I believe in treating women with respect. As corny as that shit sounds, I want to treat you with some sort of respect. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just immediately try to figure out the best way to get in your pants. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, sometimes like y'all don't be wanting that shit, bro. So I try to, you know, just have a regular conversation and treat you like a regular human being. You know what I mean? Like, I try to do that, but you know, if you're not bringing off this energy that you got money or you're this exotic nigga, then why should I talk to you? You know what I'm saying? You know, if I showed off something that was materialistic, if I showed off something that was materialistic of myself, you know what I mean, then that would bring you to me, per se. You know what I mean? If I walked up to you on just some regular shit, you would tell me off. But the minute that you see what I'm in, it's possible that you'll try to come over and try to overturn the verdict you just gave me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what you'll try to do. But you know, I can't tell you how many times I done had people, you know, that ghosted me, either that or, you know, they got on some weird shit, or they just wanted to see, you know, how I could line their pockets. And that shit to me was just, that shit was really corny, man. You know what I mean? Like, I hated it. I hate it so much. No bullshit. There was a day I was leaving Micro Center. I was leaving Micro Center one day, so I had to go pick up some stuff. And I was leaving Micro Center, and I seen this lady, because I'm about to get into this too. She was leaving Micro Center, and it was like this, you know, older lady. You know what I mean? She looked like I'd probably say she's a cougar. You know what I mean? And I couldn't tell you what the hell she had picked up, but I thought she was, like, you know, good looking. So she left the store before I did. So I paid for my stuff, and then I walked out. And after I paid for my stuff, walked out, I went to my car. And when I went to my car, I seen her putting her cart back. So when I got out of the car, because, you know, to me it's weird if I'm in the car and I happen to pull up and roll down my window like, hey, excuse me, hey, excuse me. Like, that shit it's weird to me. I think it's more respectful for you to get out the car and approach you like, you know, like a man to a woman and really get to know you like that. So I got out of the car, shut the car off. I got out of the car, and I was walking towards her, but I kept my distance and I stopped. I took maybe 2 or 3 steps and then I stopped because I could see, like, in her body language that she didn't want me to walk. No, don't walk any closer. Not on like some, oh, I got a gun, I'll shoot you type shit, but just like, you know, I could tell that in her face that she was uncomfortable with me walking any closer. So I stopped where I was. So I asked her ever so nicely. I was like, excuse me, ma'am, I noticed you were in the PC store. I was wondering, are you knowledgeable at all the computers? Now, I tell you the truth, that was really just an icebreaker because I really didn't know what else to start with. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want to just throw a compliment off rip. You understand what I'm saying? Then it would just been, you know, pretty much just a shrug off and then keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? So I pretty much just made it to where I was like, I try to start a conversation about PC or whatever, then let that snowball potentially into, the conversation continuing further outside of PC talk, and then we can really get to know each other. So once I asked her, I was like, "Are you knowledgeable about all the computers?" She's like, "No," and then kept on walking. She's like, "No, not at all." I said, "Okay, thank you," and she kept on walking. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, you know what I mean? But it's sad that basic conversation is a lost art in this realm that we're in. You know what I'm saying? Or this realm that I'm in. You know what I mean? I can't have basic conversation without there being somewhat of an underlying issue, because most of the dudes in Georgia, they're super aggressive. You know what I mean? Like, they're absolutely aggressive. Like, there has been stories about women being assaulted, some being shot at, some being assaulted brutally by a man because she told him that she not interested. You know what I mean? Like, you'll tell a woman will tell a guy that, "Oh, I'm married. I don't give a fuck about none of that." You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? On some shit like that. You feel me? So sometimes most women will have to do something to try to keep you at bay. Like, give an example. There was this one girl that I seen inside of Walmart one time, and I approached her because we was in the electronics section, and we were just basically just talking about whatever. So I told her the honest truth that I saw her, I couldn't help but see her. I thought she was cute, and I just approached her. We chit chatted for a little bit, and I thought shit was cool. So I told her I didn't really have anything else better to do. So, we can walk around the store and, kill some time or whatever. So did just that or whatever. I walked all the way to the part where you check out your groceries and shit like that. So I did that or whatever. And I thought, shit was cool. You know what I'm saying? So we was, chit chatting, telling each other, what her name was, what my name was or whatever. So I eventually ended up asking for a number, and she told me she was a lesbian. Didn't really too much care about that part. 'Cause I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna overly exert myself, what I'm saying, to get you to like fuck with me. You know what I mean? It's just gonna be solely upon you. But I'm gonna just be me the best way I can be. So, I didn't really care nothing about this. So I eventually ended up getting her number. Now, it used to mean something back in the day when you got a girl's number. Now that's really not even a guarantee that it's her actual number. So I got her number or whatever, and all I know was, because I was just being nice. After she checked out her stuff and her groceries and stuff like that, I offered to take it to her car and help her load her car up. Just being nice. And like, she just had like this, this nervous, I almost said look of terror, but she just had this nervous vibe about her. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just really like I got really nervous energy from her. I hate saying vibes and energy. That shit is so played out now. You know what I mean? But it was just she looked real nervous. You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to do my best to like, make her as comfortable as possible. But then again, I'm a stranger. You know what I'm saying? So she don't know me from a can of paint. But I'm getting off topic. But either way, like I was saying, once I asked her that if I could walk her groceries, if I could help her with her groceries, she said, "Oh no, it's okay, I got it. I'll talk to you later." And she scurried on out the door or whatever. And I just said to myself, I was like, it's kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? Not in the way that, that she handled that, but just simply for the fact that it's sad that women have to be on guard because, some men don't know how to act. You know what I mean? It's sad to me, bro. Like, people like me who are just a regular guy who thrives off conversation and just getting to know one another the old fashioned way. It's sad that I have to I have to be victim or succumb to the idea of you might possibly be somebody that's I don't say threatening, but somebody that's somebody that could possibly be a threat to me. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's shit sad, bro. That's really, really sad. Because like I said, I don't want nothing from you. I don't want no money. All I want is just your time. Just time to get to know one another. That's it. That's it. That's all I want from you. I don't want sex, like, because I mean, of course that'd be nice. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if I'm really wanting to get to know you, like that'll come later. Like, I want to really get to know you type shit. You know what I'm saying? And most guys will hear this, but oh, that's that punk shit. Oh, that's sucker shit. These hoes that try to hear that. Yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. But, I'm not going to be another one added to the list of somebody who just want to fuck, unless it's like a mutual understanding. Other than that, I know how to move accordingly. You know what I mean? But it sucks the fact that, a guy like myself, because of the culture down here and, certain men being overly aggressive and like I said, it makes women be on edge. If me just holding a regular conversation and it's honest, they can't tell the difference between the two. So I got to be the one to take the brunt of the hit most of the time. Anytime I approach a woman in the most respectful way possible, just to have a conversation. It sucks, you know what I mean? But other than that, if it's not that, then it's somebody trying to figure out how much money can I put in your pocket. Like it's like I said, man, the culture, if not here, then everywhere, just the dating culture in general, it's so trash. It is so trash, man. I hate it. 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 But yeah, man. But other than that, G, I thought I would have had more topics to talk about, man. But I'll be here forever. Like I said, man, this is only the second episode of the podcast, G. We're gonna find more ways to keep this thing innovative. But I'm going to wrap this thing on up, man. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share the word, spread the links, because you know how I do. Everywhere else, man, make sure you go check out all of my other content on YouTube. Just DiVine, J DiVine. You should see me. Silver, and there's a gray, silver, and white. You see it. It's my logo. It's a JD. You can't miss it. It's silver. You know what I mean? But yeah, everywhere else, man. Hopefully you enjoyed the content, man. Hopefully you got the chance to get some stuff done while you were doing it. And to all my black folks out there, man, keep doing your thing, keep being you, be positive, do everything you could possibly do within 24 hours, and make sure you be the best at it. You know what I'm saying? Always make sure you find a way to improve yourself, to make sure that the next time you do it to the fullest extent. You know what I mean? Just a little positivity from my black folks out there, man. I think it's too much negativity from other platforms and other people, let alone, making a mockery of us all the time. You know what I mean? So, it's pretty refreshing to hear some positive reinforcement. But yeah, man, I'm going to get up out of here, man. Let's wrap this thing on up, man. Appreciate everybody coming through, man, checking out the episode 2 of the Just DiVine podcast. If you're on YouTube, like I said, make sure you hit the like button, comment, subscribe, share the word, spread links, because you know how I do. Everywhere else, man, go check out my content on YouTube. And yeah, man, we're going to do this thing some more. We're going to do it more often. Episode 3 coming real soon. But until then, I'm going to find some more topics, and then maybe the third episode will probably be a little bit longer. But yeah, I'm going to get out of here, man. It's your boy J DiVine. I'm signing out. Peace.